welcome to the studios of My News 26. Titled today's debate between the two candidates for the 102nd District seat of Michigan's State House of Representatives. I am your moderator, Jay Simon, and we're very glad you've joined us for this opportunity to hear from the two individuals seeking your vote in the general election on Tuesday, November 8th. Let's talk about this evening's format. Each candidate will be given an opportunity for opening remarks, followed by a series of questions, and finally closing remarks. Each question will be asked of each candidate with a 1-minute response for both. However, the candidate who responds first to each question will be given a 30-second rebuttal to the second candidate's response, and we will alternate who responds first to each question. The candidates will get visual cues when 20 and 10 seconds remain in their minute. With that, it's time to meet our candidates. To my right, Democrat nominee Douglas Gabert, and to my left, Republican nominee Michele Hoitenga.
Hi.
Welcome to both of you. Let's get started. Each candidate will have 1 minute for their opening remarks, beginning with Mr. Gabert.
Hello, and thank you to News 26 for hosting this debate, to my opponent Michele Hoitenga for agreeing to it, and to you for watching tonight. I'm running for state representative for a couple of reasons. They're related. I believed you should have a choice in the general election, that the general election should not have been decided in August at the primary. In the primary, a fairly small percentage of the electorate votes. I'm also running because I believe opposing views are necessary for our form of government. And since 2011, we've had one-party governance in this state, which I don't believe has been healthy. My opponent and I have differing views on many issues. I think we have a different view on the role of government. I think both of those views have merit and limitations. And I hope this will all come out tonight and you'll be able to make an informed decision Tuesday.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Ms. Hoitenga?
Hi, I'm Michele Hoitenga. I am the mother of 2 adult sons. I am married to Philip, and I'm 7th generation, born and raised here in the district of Wexford County. I am also a business owner and former mayor of the city of Manton. And I thoroughly enjoyed being a mayor. I miss it. I handed over the gavel last month, and I did that so that I could run for state representative full-time. I believe with my diverse experience as a mayor, as a business owner, as a military mom, that I'm best equipped with great insight into the challenges of our district, and I'm ready to get to work. I have thoughtful solutions I can bring forward, and I'm ready to get to work on behalf of the people.
Terrific. Thank you very much to both of you. Now, on to our questions. The first will begin with Ms. Hoitenga. Quite simply, why should voters in the 102nd District elect you as opposed to your opponent?
I think he hit it very well in his opening statement, Mr. Gabert. We're very different. We have very opposing views from past conversations with him and in other forums. And I do believe I have the most experience of us in a diverse array of things. As I said before, as a mayor, I know what our municipalities are facing. As a business owner, we're being crushed by regulations, by taxes. I've felt it and I've lived it, and I can help the small business owners in our district. The middle class are being crushed by Obamacare. We can do nothing about that at the state level, but I will be an advocate for the vulnerable people who are going to suffer at the hands of Obamacare. And I believe I have the insight to bring forth the solutions to our issues.
Thank you. Mr. Gabert, the same question.
I come to this from a different background. I have been active in the UAW, for instance, and in the Democratic Party. My career was with the Department of Human Services for the most part as a caseworker, including 20 years in this district. So I'm aware of the problem of poverty here, and Mrs. Hoitenga pointed out one difference on Obamacare. she says it's crushing the vulnerable. I say the Medicaid expansion in particular has been a godsend to the people in this district, to about 6,000. That, again, that's federal, but I would not work to repeal that or let the Medicaid expansion expire.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hoitenga?
And so I'm able to rebut to that.
30 seconds,
The idea that you defend Obamacare, and you did it in another forum too that we were at, really disturbs me. It highly disturbs me, and it makes me feel that you're out of touch with the people of our district especially. I have met with the Manufacturers Association, and they are being crushed by insurance costs. The middle class are being crushed by it. The premiums are skyrocketing. No one is benefiting from this. Our municipality, our employees in municipalities are suffering from this, and everyone's losing their benefits. And we need to stay in touch. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I apologize. Rebuttals, just 30 seconds. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to question 2, and this one will be directed to Mr. Gabert first. Over the past few years, the state of Michigan's roads have been a major concern for many people. Mm-hmm. If elected, what would you do to improve our state's roads, and how do you believe such projects would be funded?
That is a good question, because I think candidates from both parties say that infrastructure and education are enormous needs for the state. The package that passed doesn't go into effect for a few years and takes 600 million out of the general fund without saying where that will come from. I'm open to suggestions, but I would consider looking at the corporate income tax, raising that. Again, I don't hear others saying how they would fund this, but that would be my suggestion.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hoitenga?
This is a non-issue right now. I'm shocked we're talking about it, only because it is a done deal. The legislators have voted on this. It is the law of the land. We're going to be taxed. I would not have voted in favor of it. Our registration is going to go up because of this. Our taxes are going up. I would not have voted in favor of this. It disturbs me that it went through the way it did. With that said, our roads will get fixed through this package. We're going to pay for them dearly. I believe that we should be fixing them at a local level. I believe that our revenue sharing, you're going to hear me say this over and over tonight, we need to keep our local dollars kept local so we can fix our infrastructure and fix our roads. That is government's responsibility, in my opinion, is to fix the roads and the infrastructure. Absolutely.
Thank you. Mr. Gabert?
I agree. But I think the roads package that passed is, by some estimates, about 800 million shy. And again, we don't know where the funding is going to come from besides the increase in our registrations and so forth. So I think we have a ways to go on that.
Thank you. Thank you both. Move on to question 3, and for this one we will start with Ms. Hoitenga. Alternative energy solutions in our area, such as wind turbines and solar energy arrays, have been seen by many as a bit of a double-edged sword. What are your views on such solutions?
I am employed with my husband's business through an energy consulting company. Energy is very important to me. I would love to sit on an energy committee down there. I recently got to visit the biomass facility here in Cadillac, and that was exciting. I had never seen anything like that before. I am a proponent of all of the above forms of energy. I do not believe that wind energy is going to suffice. I think all these huge turbines going up all over are not the answer to our problems. But I am a proponent of all forms of energy and will support all forms of energy. But definitely oil and gas is our main source, and we need to continue to find safe ways to continue drilling and protecting our environment and using all of the above approaches.
Thank you. Mr. Gabert?
I think we need to move faster in a transition to renewable energy. I also visited the Cadillac Renewable Energy Plant and was impressed too. We've kind of plateaued at 10% renewables in the energy mix in the state, and I think we should push that up to 20 as soon as we can, for instance. The Senate bill the Senate bill that might pass in the lame duck is a little vague on whether that's going to happen. So, but I would like to see that happen.
Ms. Hoitenga, a rebuttal?
No rebuttal, really.
No.
It's to be seen. It's going to be a huge issue for the next administration. I don't think they're going to get it done in this administration. The big deal right now is energy choice and lifting up the cap, that's 10%. And so I think we're going to be dealing with that in the next administration.
Okay, thank you both. Move on to question number 4 for Mr. Gabert. As has been the case over the last 10 years or so, the state of the economy remains a concern to people throughout Michigan. What is your view on the current state of the economy and what can be done to improve it?
It's improving, but not fast enough. I think infrastructure and education spending would stimulate the economy. I'd also like to see the minimum wage increased faster than it's proposed, than it is scheduled to. I think that would help those making at or near the minimum wage and put more money into the economy. People can buy more rather than worrying about whether they can make the rent this month.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hoitenga?
Okay, so government should not be in the private sector determining wages, period. I think you're from Reed City, and I've talked to the employers in Reed City, and they are very concerned about the wages going up so high that they cannot afford their employees. We are talking about very small towns. We're talking about Cadillac and Manton, where I'm from, and Buckley, and if government's going to get involved in the private market and mandating what wages should be paid, we are going to see all the mom and pop shops fold right under. I believe the issues that Michigan is facing is coming from the federal level. Obamacare is crushing us, and the regulations. And until we get them under control, the federal level, there's nothing we can do at the state level except keep regulations off the backs of our business owners and keep our taxes low.
Thank you. Mr. Gabert, 30-second rebuttal.
Does that mean you don't believe in a minimum wage?
I do not believe government should be mandating what we pay, what wages we pay in the private market.
Well, a minimum wage is mandated.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gabert. Right now, we're going to take a short break. This is the Michigan State House 102nd District debate from the studios at My News 26. Back in a moment.
Breathe deep.